my first reaction was, yikes, ah.
So one of the things that comes up quite often with real estate in particular is that somebody has their home and they put a transfer on death on the deed so that maybe it avoids probate, maybe it's an easier process. And I've kind of started hearing some other things, maybe that's not a wise thing to do. So can you maybe address that?
I sure can. My first reaction was, yikes, ah. The transfer on death designation affidavit statute has its place, to be sure. But they have a limited purpose, and they should not be used across the board just to avoid probate. Just about the worst situation I can give you as an example is if mom has 4 kids and one of them panics about probate, so maybe they've gone to designated the 4 children as the beneficiaries, and then mom dies. Well, all 4 children are married.
Yep.
So guess what? There are 8 people who have to participate in the sale of the home, of mom's home, because Ohio still has dower rights. So that's just one, and you got 8 people who got to decide. So they have to decide who to sell the home for, what price to sell the home for.
Getting 8 people to agree is harder than getting 4 people.
And that's just one example.
Yeah.
Another reason why it may not be appropriate. Now, a TOD affidavit may well be inappropriate, and as I said, we write a lot of them, but there's this concept of estate liquidity.
Mm-hmm.
And estate liquidity means that there is money after a person dies to pay that person's bills. So if you got a TOD affidavit on the real estate, all the bank accounts are payable on death, which is basically the same as TOD, and you don't have any estate liquidity. All of her assets were POD and TOD, and her funeral was not paid for. And so we had a meeting, who's going to pay for the funeral? And they got thousands of dollars from bank accounts. Oh, I'm not paying for the funeral. I'm not paying for the funeral. So that's why estate liquidity can be very important, and why having a probate estate can be very important. Because if you have some assets that go through probate, then those probate assets can provide the liquidity that the estate needs to pay the final bills.